Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council for Monday, March 3rd, 2025 to order, and ask if you would please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Tamer, please call the roll.
Jensen?
Here.
Graham?
Here.
Cahill, absent. Toludo?
Here.
Park? Here. Dara?
Here.
Bastido?
Here.
Nardini?
Here.
Brennan?
Here.
Irby?
Here.
Bellinger?
Here.
Barimus? Here. Hill?
Present.
Schenko?
Here.
13 present, 1 absent.
13 present, 1 absent. We have a quorum. Item 2, receipt of written communications from the public. Is there any member of the public here that would like to deliver a written communication to the council? If so, please raise your hand. Seeing none, we'll move on to public forum. Clerk Tamer, has anyone signed in for public forum?
Nobody signed in, Mayor.
All right, is there anyone in the audience who did not have an opportunity to sign in for public forum but would like to speak this evening? If so, please raise your hand. All right, very good. We'll move on to announcements. Are there any announcements from the dais? Alderman Hill.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few announcements. One, I'd like to welcome one of Elmhurst University's pre-law students, Lola Abdul-Jalil, here in the front row, watching our council proceedings with an interest in what happens at the council level, and I thought one of the best ways was to watch us go through our deliberations. Second of all, I'd like to mention that stickers and sticker renewal forms went out this week. You may have received it. I did. There is information about the newly passed sticker discount program on the forms, but it's on the back, so just in case you overlooked it, veteran sticker discounts for one vehicle and households with a veteran are available for $1 if you bring proof of military service, whether that be a DD-214 form or on Illinois licenses. It says veteran if you've got a veteran's ID as part of your driver's license. So that program is active and available, and I just want to remind citizens that it is in place. And lastly, I had some recent conversations about people in need in Elmhurst and what services are available. And we do have some services available on our website that link to not only services we have, but are also available at the county level. But I also had a good conversation with the city manager and asked if he would be okay relating some of the services we have for people in need in Elmhurst right now.
City manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Alderman. So I conferred with the police chief regarding your question, Alderman, and commonly we refer the residents to our social worker after a police call for service where there's a need for follow-up counseling. But we do refer homeless folks to the DuPage PADS because they have a street outreach team to provide services and housing to them. And the number to reach the DuPage PADS is 866-682-3846. If a resident does need to schedule time with our police social worker due to an ongoing non-emergency situation, we ask them to email us at policeinfo@elmhurst.org so that we can screen the issue and schedule the appointment. And if there was an emergency need for mental health services, the county has the 988 number, which should be called.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Hill. Alderman Irby.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Manager. Additional resource to Alderman Hill's question from his constituent or how that came about is the Elmhurst Walk-In Assistance Network. They have a great team over there, and they're kind of like the clearinghouse, kind of like the Chicago Airport Control Tower, and they manage resources from multi-jurisdictions and highly recommended. They're just down here on Church Street, right off York, 1 block west at the church in the basement. Elmhurst Walk-In Assistant Network. Thank you.
Thank you. Other announcements? All right,
I have one.
Clerk
I
Tamer.
just want to announce that early voting will begin 2 weeks from today, March 17th, and it will be here in City Council chambers. The hours are listed on elmhurst.org, and you can go to clerk website on the link, and you'll see the hours. It will be all the way through March 31st, and then the day of voting will also be held in this room on April 1st.
Do you have any information you want to give on mail-in?
The mail-in ballots will also be mailed out right around March 17th. So do not expect them earlier. They will not be mailed out from the county until the 17th.
And be mindful that District 205 vacation covers Election Day. All right, thank you, Clerk. Consent agenda, would you please read the consent agenda?
5.1, minutes of the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on February 18th, 2025. 5.2, accounts payable, March 3rd, 2025, $8,939,409.32. 5.3, report, regulations on food trucks and trailers in commercial districts. 5.4, report, North York TIF distribution. 5.5, report, Spring Road Pet Parade 2025. 5.6, parade, City Center 2025 events. 5.7, report, Explore Elmhurst Community Grants. 5.8, report, Neighborhood Traffic Study Number 7. 5.9, report, 2025 Contract Paving Program, Professional Engineering Services. 5.10, report, 2025 Aggregate Material Supply Contract. 5.11, report, 2025 Debris Hauling Contract. 5.12, report, monetary limits on citywide cost-sharing programs. 5.13, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a non-exclusive license agreement by and between Dan Gibbons Turkey Trot Foundation, NFP, and the City of Elmhurst, DuPage, and Cook Counties, Illinois, for the 2025 Dan Gibbons Turkey Trot Foundation inaugural Twilight Trot 5K event. 5.14, an ordinance to approve and authorize the execution of a market license agreement by and between Bensudon USA, Inc., and the City of Elmhurst. 5.15, an ordinance waiving bid and authorizing the execution of a contract between Aries Charter Transportation, Inc., and the City of Elmhurst for services related to the 2025 Explore Elmhurst Trolley Program. 5.16, an ordinance waiving bid and authorizing the purchase of one heavy-duty log body and rear-mounted loader for the City of Elmhurst Forestry Division. 5.17, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a balancing change order number 1 for the 2024 sidewalk replacement program. Should that be 2025?
Yes, it should be 20. No, that was 20.
That's, all right, sorry, it is correct, 2024 sidewalk replacement program. 5.18, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a professional design engineering services agreement with Christopher B. Burke Engineering, LTD, for the Spring and Eggleston Stormwater Improvement Project. 5.19, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a notice of award and authorizing the execution of a contract for the 2025 Contract Paving Program, Project 25-02 for the City of Elmhurst, Illinois. 5.20, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a notice of award and authorizing the execution of a contract for the Streetlight Controller Upgrades Project. 5.21, a resolution authorizing the purchase of anodized aluminum streetlight poles and galvanized street signal poles for the City of Elmhurst, Illinois. 5.22, a resolution authorizing the refurbishment and replacement of dump body for unit PW 115. 5.23, a resolution to approve it and authorizing the execution of a contract for the purchase and installation of flooring for the Elmhurst City Hall and Fire Station 1. 5.24, a resolution authorizing the purchase of two 2025 Ford Escape and hybrid vehicles and replace units E11 and E18, and authorizing the disposal of one 2014 Ford Escape and one 2013 Dodge Caravan. 5.25, a resolution authorizing the execution of intergovernmental agreement for participation in the Illinois Public Works Mutual Aid Network.
Thank you, Clerk Tamer. Is there any item on the consent agenda that any alderman would like to remove, either for further discussion or to vote against? Seeing none, I'd ask for a motion to approve the, is that a motion, or you have something?
I asked of pulling something on the agenda.
All right.
5.7, Mayor.
5.7,
Oh, good.
anything else? All right, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda minus 5.7? Alderman Schenk with a motion, Alderman Nardini with a second. Clerk Tamer?
Oh, there is. Jensen?
Aye.
Graham?
Aye.
Cahill absent. Toledo?
Aye.
Park?
Aye.
Nudera?
Aye.
Bastido?
Aye.
Nardini?
Aye.
Brennan?
Aye.
Irby?
Aye.
Bellinger?
Aye.
Varimus?
Aye.
Hill?
Aye.
Shanko?
Aye.
13 ayes, 0 nays, 1 absent.
13 ayes, 0 nays, 1 absent. The consent agenda minus item 5.7 rather is approved. Clerk Tamer, let's go on to 5.7. If you would read the report, please.
It is therefore the recommendation of the Public Affairs and Safety Committee that the 2025 Explore Elmhurst Community Grant awardees be approved and the city attorney be authorized to prepare the necessary documents for city council approval. Signed, Chair Alderman Michael Brennan and 6th Ward Alderman Guido Nardini, absent Vice Chair Jacob Hill.
Thank you. We have a motion to put the report before the council. Motion, Alderman Brennan. Second, Alderman Nardini. Alderman Brennan.
Thank you, Mayor. So as stated, this is Explore Elmhurst Community Grant Distribution. The report describes the applicants as well as those receiving grants. We had 14 applicants. Distribution of $150K was the target, and the funds for this comes from the hotel motel tax. And I'll yield the floor to the alderman that pulled it.
Thank you. Alderman Hill.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm only pulling this item to vote present because one of the recipients is Elmhurst University, my employer.
All right. Any other discussion on this item? Clerk Tamer. Alderman Irby.
Thank you, Mayor. One of the items that on the matrix that was a bit unusual for me to understand was the income requirements, to where the applicants need to submit their income financial statements for the previous year by the deadline in early February. Very difficult to achieve for most organizations to get their financials out a solid month and a half before they're due on a March 15th, 11/20, or 9/90 if you're a nonprofit. Not sure how the income requirements, in other words, if an applicant is making money or has quite a bit of reserve or has strong financial income statement or cash flow, how they get into the mix where others were not included or may not include themselves because they already knew that they didn't have the income. So I was a little bit perplexed to how that worked. That was my biggest takeaway from reading that, including the public comments.
All right. Alderman Bram.
Thank you. I want to reference the written comment that was submitted in regards to this topic as well. I echo the concerns of continuing, at least for one of the recipients, of granting community grant dollars for this recipient. I'm not going to call any individual organization out, but there's not only this one, but at least another one that I think that we should maybe take a look down the line to see if we should be continuing the grant funding for both of these organizations. I support the community grant program. I'll be supporting it tonight and voting in favor of it, but I think we need to evaluate to see if at least two of these organizations meet the current criteria.
Alderman Brennan.
So appreciate the comments. This program's evolved over the last couple of years. In particular, this council actually approved, I think earlier this year, the need, instead of the monies being distributed, up front, that an applicant now needs to submit their expenses and request reimbursement. I think that's a huge improvement. I also think it's a huge improvement that and we can talk about this, and would be interested in input on this, but I think staff has taken significant measures to take some of the emotion out of these decisions, and there's criteria that needs to be met, and all 14 of the recipients of a grant met the criteria, and there are certain, guidelines dependent upon how much of the criteria is met. It will also dictate, the size of the grant. So the intention is to make this somewhat of a math exercise with this criteria. So we take out the human emotion. This is the first year using the matrix, first year that the applicants will need to ask for reimbursement versus getting the grant up front. So I value the comments on the dais. The intention is to make this program more clear to the organizations that want to apply, and set the right expectations for the reality of the funds that they might secure based on the criteria. So that said, I appreciate the input, and would welcome us taking that offline and work with staff on it more closely.
Thank you, Alderman Brennan. All right, Alderman Nardini.
Thank you. I echo Chair Brennan. The only thing I would add to it in discussion in public affairs and safety in response to Alderman Irby's question, the need to see financials didn't prevent any new grant applicant from applying. There are exceptions that can be made for somebody who is brand new and who doesn't have a last year's financial to show. This was just this matrix was done to take it out of public affairs and safety, exactly what Chair Brennan said, to make it far less sort of emotional and to attach consistent, a matrix that's consistent so that every applicant can be considered in the same, against the same criteria.
Thank you. Alderman Irby.
In response to Alderman Nardini's comment about no applicants didn't apply or didn't want to, if I may have misworded that, I'm sure, and put a shoe in my mouth, but I can promise you that the Elmhurst American Legion did not apply due to the timing of the financials not being ready in time to make the deadline. Just for clarity on behalf of that organization. Thank you.
All right. I do know that most of the people who applied do it. I haven't seen too many new ones come in, so people kind of know when the program is and follow it, but I think we can let public affairs and safety and staff look at those two issues. Alderman Bram, did you? No. All right. Anyone else? All right, Clerk Tamer.
Jensen? Graham?
Aye.
Cahill absent. Toledo?
Aye.
Park?
Aye.
Udera?
Aye.
Bastido? Aye. Nardini?
Aye.
Brennan?
Aye.
Irby?
Aye.
Bellinger?
Aye.
Barimas? Aye. Hill?
Aye.
Schenko?
I'm present. Excuse me, present.
Sorry, here, guys. Hold on. Okay, so 12, Schenko.
Oh, aye.
12 ayes, 0 nays, 1 present, and 1 absent.
12 ayes, 0 nay, 1 present, 1 absent, 5.7 passes. Item 6, reports and recommendations of appointed elected officials, Mayor Levin. The only thing I would like to announce, in case you're not aware, is that our big St. Patrick's Day Parade will be kicking off at noon on Spring Road this Saturday. I'm told that we'll have 14 aldermen, a city clerk, and treasurer all marching. It'll be quite a sight. So hope you can come out and join us for one of Elmer's biggest and best event. That's all I have, City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. 2 things. First, the spring cleanup dates have been announced. That's our annual days where you can throw out just about anything, although there is a list of items that are acceptable on the website. Those dates are consecutive Saturdays in April. It's April 12th for residents who have a Wednesday collection day. April 26th, excuse me, it's not consecutive. April 26th for residents that have a Thursday collection day, and May 3rd for residents who have a Friday collection day. All that information is on our website for residents to look at. And the other thing that I have is after you have gone to the parade and had some fun on Spring Road, the Elmhurst Lions Club will be having our annual pizza party fundraiser at Sandburg Middle School. Tickets are $10 for all you can eat. All you can eat. That's right. You heard that right. All you can eat pizza, cookies, and refreshments. Children age 6 and under are free, and the maximum cost for 5 or more people in a family is $40. It's a bargain that you can't beat on that day. Hope to see everybody there. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank
It
you.
starts at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, all right, sounds, there might be a lion in the house, all right. All right, is there any other business to be brought before the council this evening? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Alderman Ardeen with a motion, Alderman Brand with a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. We are adjourned, thank you.